Hi guys, how are you? Antonis Tzanidakis here, aka Sir Vagabond, and we are back on Stamperia YouTube with another tutorial with the new products from Stamperia Stories. And today we're going to work on a glass. I did the mistake to paint already with primer off camera. We will go and do that again. It's a glass dome with a base, beautiful object for your cupcakes and everything. So today we're going to work on a glass, master primer, Misty Paints, molds and waxes, and we'll see what else we're gonna do. So without further ado, let's go put the camera from the top and let's start working on our project and see you again at the end. Before we start with our glass surface, you have to use alcohol and just spray. It's very important, especially when you get something from straight from the factory. Usually the glass has a little, I don't know how to explain this, it's like oil. So you have to use alcohol and just prep a little bit your surface. Take a paper towel and just go all over it with the alcohol. It's very easy. And then the first thing we have to do, of course, now the wood, we're going to do something else later. We don't need to do anything now, but let's prep the glass. Now, I thought this glass dome is a perfect object. It's basically for cupcakes and things. So we're gonna make it look good. And of course, the first thing you have to do on a glass, use master primer. The master primer, as we said also in other videos, it sticks everywhere. Now, the only thing on the glass, you have to do this prep. And then you take the soft brush from the kit and you just go and cover the whole surface. Okay, you're gonna do one layer. We don't need to do 2 layers because anyway we're going to paint, but just one nice layer. So everything can stick on top of that, because as we said, master primer sticks in all non-porous surfaces. Okay, so let's go and do that. And of course, then we're gonna let it dry for a couple of hours just to get a very nice and professional result, and we let it sit. And then we're ready to continue to do the other things on top. After we finish with primer and we let it dry, now I'm going to work on the base, and I'm going to use Misty Paint Deep Black. And basically I'm not going to do any prep on the piece of wood because I don't want to lose the texture of the wood. So basically I'm going to take Misty Paint and I'm going to paint the whole wood, also here, also the bottom, just make it black. Because as we have said also in other videos, and probably you have seen also the live with Stamperia, that with Misty Paints you can just also paint solid besides all the other techniques you can do. It's amazing paints that they work like a normal paint, but at the same time they can also use water and they create amazing textures and they flow, blend perfectly. So let's go do that, dry, and then we're back. After I finish painting the base, I'm going to use also Deep Black, again, Misty Paint, and I go paint the whole dome, okay? So first primer, and then let's make everything black. After everything is dry and is black, we're going to use Misty Paint Bronzite Metallic. I just want another layer on top of the black. I don't want the black to be so intense. So I'm going to use my metallic Misty Paint just to give a nice like color on top. And then of course we're gonna go with more Misty Paints. This project, besides that we're working on a glass, and you can see that the primer just creates the perfect surface. You can work on a glass and you can have this usable for your house. We're gonna use Misty Paints to create a lot of layers and give very nice vintage color. Now, how we're gonna apply the Misty Paint? We have the water and we have also the sponge. Now, it's very simple. I'm gonna take my sponge and I'm gonna just go very fast, dab, and at the same time I'm going to just blend the color. Now you can see I use also my hand because the metallics are the pigment, and in general because of the metallic element they don't blend the same. So I just want to have a very nice watery effect. You can see the sponge is just because it's much easier for me to apply in a bigger area. Could be with something else right now. It's not about the texture, it's just faster. And I'm using my hands just to blend everything, and I use the water, I don't know if you can see it, I use the water to just send down all the shimmer. I'm gonna put a little bit more there, and with my hands I'm gonna just let it drip. Just like that. I keep going, adding, spraying the water, and just let it drip. I don't know if you can see very well from the camera, but I think you get the idea. Now, the next step is, of course, we have to dry this very well. It's not going to be very intense on top of the black, but I just wanted this shimmer to have something underneath there. And then the next colors, they are going to do the difference. Okay, so now I'm gonna use a heat tool, dry everything, and then I'm back. After I dry, you can see this nice shimmer you get. And this is what I wanted. I just wanted something to be on top of the black. I don't want to be just solid black. I just want to have this nice shimmer. You can see very beautiful. Now, what we're going to do next, we're going to work on the whole surface. We have to add some paper towel because we're going to make a mess again, of course. I guess just like that. And then double layer. And let's go and work with the Misty Paint Celadon. Look at this beautiful color, guys. Very nice. Now with that, I'm going to use the sponge, put a little bit color here, and then I start just adding color on top. Now you will see that I'm not going to cover everything. Like the idea is, let me see if I can just hold it like this. So the idea is I just go and cover, but that's why we use the sponge. It's very important. You can see I just keep some areas without covering totally. It's very important though to just keep dabbing, don't swap. It's very important for the result and the look. And we're gonna keep doing that. and we're gonna go all over, just like that, and then we're gonna dry. After we dry, you can see that we still can see in some areas, you see the shiny coming through. This from the Misty Paint, the metallic, the bronzite. And after we dry, we get this nice, I mean, actually this start becoming like metal. Very beautiful. Now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna add cinnamon, Misty Paint cinnamon, and we're gonna do the same idea, just take with the brush and just go and just add, but this time we're going to add, oh, why this one doesn't work? And we're going to spray with water and let this drip all around. So I'm taking, always dab there, mostly on top of here, and then just with water I'm going to spray and move everything around. Let me try show you a little bit here. So add and water. And this is the process. I mean, you keep adding product and you just keep spraying. So create a very nice, like, dripping look. Just like that. Very nice. And you just go in different areas. Just apply the paint and just let it drip. The only difficult part is that, yeah, exactly, that we have to just be able to move the object around. This is the difficult part about this specific object. It's not anywhere that you can hold it, but I mean, we will make it happen. You can see what I'm looking, like I can put my hands inside. Let me show you a little bit like this. I think here, like this, it's much easier to see. And we'll just go, add, spray. If we need to take more color, take more color. Just give a nice spray. And of course, after you like the result, you have to go and dry. Okay. You can see here how nice the layers keep coming. So let me try this and then I will show you what we're gonna do next. Look how beautiful texture you get, guys. Look at that. Look at this beauty. So now I'm going back again with the bronzite metallic and I'm going to do the same process. I'm gonna take with my sponge, go add in some areas, cover the Celadon. I'm gonna spray water and I'm going to dry. And while drying, I can use my sponge just to blend. This is gonna give a very nice metallic look. You can see here in the camera, I think hopefully you can see it. Let me show you. Look at this nice metallic look we get there. So I'm gonna go and touch up some areas to get more from the metallic, just like that. If some area I don't have so much, I will just go, just touch up I'm not gonna cover all the Celadon, but I'm going just to add a little bit, maybe touch with your hands a little bit and just let it drip. And while drying, you can just go with a sponge, the big surface here, and just give a better texture. You can see how nice textures we get. Look at this, guys. Now this is just repeat. I mean, this process is just doing again and again. Now, for example, I'm gonna take again the Celadon. I'm gonna just add on top, but this time I'm gonna just spray the water and just let it drip. Just like that, from the top. And maybe just, you see, like, use the sponge and just go around and dab a little bit without color. And now, of course, we try that again. This is like multiple layers, just to give a very nice vintage look, and just very, very old, by adding layers again and again. And of course, always drying between the layers. If you want to add more, you can take paint, come here, just add more in some area, just spray again, and you can use the sponge from the other side, the flat side with no color, and just go and just blend. Look how nice it becomes. And you can see all the textures underneath. This is the magic about it. Look at this, guys. Look all the layers. I don't know if you can see through the camera, but look at that. Look at that. And if I move to the light, you can see a little bit the shimmer coming through. And look all this texture. Very beautiful. Now, at the end, I want to make it even more vintage and looks more old. So I'm going to take the Misty Paint, the deep black, and I'm going to use even the sponge. I mean, you can do with a sponge. Just take a little bit, dab it on your paper, and then just go dab, and then just let the black does all the magic. And of course, with a sponge, you can just go and just, and then I spray more water. This brings everything together, but I don't want really to cover everything. I just want to have this darker look on my project. And basically it's the same idea also with the black. And then of course we have to dry. Guys, look all this texture. Here it's get a little bit more black, but it's okay. So look all this beauty here. Now I think I like this here. I mean, it could be this side, but I want this to be my front. So I have the Misty Paints here, so this doesn't roll up. And what we're going to do, we're going to use waxes. Now, I'm sure that I want to start with old steel wax. I'm gonna take my acrylic block, I'm gonna just put a little wax there. And now with the stencil brush and the stencil, I'm gonna just, let me put the stencil straight. Okay, very beautiful, just like that. And then I'm gonna take my stencil brush and I'm going to just rub it inside the stencil. Let's see what we have been doing. Yeah, this color is not going to make a big difference, but I want to start first with this color. Anyway, the stencil is not something that I want to be very intense, so I kind of like just give slight touch with first this color, and then we're gonna go and apply a different color on top. Probably the silver. I mean, the silver is gonna really show on top of here. Let me see. Very good, yeah. So just like that. Then we're gonna take the Titan silver. Oops. And I'm gonna just go. Very nice. Just love it. Just like that. You have to be very careful to not move the stencil, because that's the most difficult part now. We work like in a very difficult area. Just like that. And then I'm gonna take another stencil brush and I'm gonna put a little bit, maybe a little bit antiquing brush. Very lightly. Look at these guys. Look at that. That's beauty. So now I'm going to repeat the pattern all over and I'm gonna let it dry and I'm back. And you can see how beautiful texture we get all over. I just love it. Look at these guys. Now I have to use the waxes to go all over the base. First, of course, I'm going to use the old steel and I'm going to use my stencil brush and I'm going to cover the whole base, and then I'm going to do with silver just to give a nice highlights. You rub in, that's why we painted black with old steel, and then of course with the, you can see it here, just to give a very nice look with the silver on top. And I think this one is going to match perfect. Look at these guys. Look at that. Just beauty. Okay, let's do that off camera and then I'm back. And guys, this is the final result. I add also a little metallic handle on top because I think just make it look very nice. And from a glass look, all this texture we got here. Look these guys. That's beautiful texture. And the base, it's very difficult to turn this around. The base, very beautiful color, and you have something very nice and vintage for your house. Probably I'm going to decorate this in my house. That's very beautiful result. Look all this texture. So that was it. A lot of layers, Misty Paints, crazy result, and of course you can apply this to any product you want, any object you want. Can be metal, can be glass, can be furniture, wall, panel, whatever you like. Okay. And that was it, guys. Today we had so much fun with Misty Paints, a lot of layers on this beautiful crystal dome. We change it, we make it look very vintage and very nice object to decorate your house. More interesting, you can have some fun, put some cupcakes, and of course make an impression. So that's all. Antonis Tzanidakis, aka Sir Vagabond, Stamperia YouTube, Art Stories, one more tutorial. Don't forget, subscribe and click the ring bell so you don't lose any of the upcoming tutorials. So that's all. See you very soon. See you on the next one. Bye bye.